Man, I just watched a video of Virgil, and it was the most realist video I've ever heard. One of the most. Virgil talks about how originally he was looking at his, like, what he was gonna do. He's gonna intern for some designer brand, work the 9 to 5, and then go to Travis Scott concerts whenever he could. Right? That's what he thought. But then when he realized, oh, so I can just put stuff out, and if it does good, then great, and if it doesn't, then no one's really gonna notice it because, like, if you think about it, no one cares if your stuff does. No one cares about your stuff if it doesn't look good or feel good or sound good or whatever it is, and they're not gonna remember it. So if they're not gonna remember it, then okay, I can just go make it better, and then they'll notice it when it becomes better, and then people will pay attention more, right? And that's such a beautiful thing, especially as a designer. It's like really, like, there's no way for you to hold back. Like, no one is going to be watching my videos right now thinking like, oh shoot, oh my god, this is like the best thing ever, because no one's going to really care. But when my speech becomes better, when I can become more focused in what I'm saying, and I'm very clear and I'm very direct or whatever it is, and I'm good at storytelling, people are then going to care because now they like it. Nobody likes it now because it's recorded on this camera. I'm walking, I'm out of breath, and whatever it is, but this is just a raw of it, and maybe people will like that. You never know. And it just really put into perspective for me as a designer, because for what I'm doing is more like the luxury, so it does have to deal with quality. And his philosophy, or what he would also do, is like designing, you don't, like, for streetwear, the quality does not have to be good. The quality can be the crappiest thing, but if the culture will appreciate it, they'll pay whatever for it, right? For me, I'm in the middle of making pieces that people would want to buy and collect, because he looked at a shoe as an object. He didn't really, like, that people keep, and because in this day and age, and even back then, until when shoes became a collector's item and people put them in shelves, like he said, then people would generally, like, that's what they would do. That's what they did. Like, that's what we do, right? So then he, like, okay, I'm not gonna design it for people to walk in. I'm gonna design it for people to keep on the shelves, right? And those type of shoes, like the Red Octobers, and then the LV Nike collabs, all this kind of stuff. They do, like, insane amount of numbers. And then obviously you have the rappers who wear them and whatnot, but you have the people who can't keep buying them every single time, and they collect them. You know what I mean? Or the sneakerheads, right? So it's like, how can I make collector's items that people can wear, but they also could collect, but it screams luxury and quality, right? And that's what I want to do for my brand, right? I don't want it to be streetwear or just the old money luxury. I want it to be the both. I want it to be clothes that people would wear in their day to day, that they would pay a heavy price for, that they look really good in, and it's sleek, it's simple, and then you have some of the pieces that are outside the box, which I feel like some brands kind of already do that, like Emilion Dor and stuff like that. But I really want to become the differentiating factor of, like, how can we, like, usually people hang shoes, right? Jackets, shirts, all kinds of stuff. People don't really have that, except for, like, people only really do that when it comes to shirts or hoodies. Never really with pants, to be honest. But shirts and hoodies where it has like an artist, or like they went to an event, and it was something very meaningful. So they hang it on their walls. I legit have a friend who has one of their. They went to a Gunna concert, I think, and they hung their Gunna shirt, right? Or they really like Gunna and had his face on it, and that's his aesthetic. And then boom, call it a day. So, like, that's something I feel like would be interesting, because, like, shirts is somewhat on the way there. Hasn't Not really, I don't think so. Well, if you think about it, like, jerseys are insane collector's items, right? Like, how can we make something like that a jersey? You get what I'm trying to say? For regular shirts, right? Pants, they're not at all. That's, like, so untapped, right? I don't know about underwear. I don't know if that's even, like, I mean, really somebody could, but, like, if you're watching this and you're a designer, like, generally, like, and you're like a streetwear, like kind of like what Virgil really wants to do, you should really think about pants. Like, no one, pants and shirts somebody could be doing. I'm on that. That's kind of like my idea of it, but freaking find ways to get people to want to hang their pants up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a collector's item pant. Like, I'm not just gonna keep it out there in the closet with all my other stuff, or maybe a nicer closet, for, like, to show off, or if I really want to wear something nice, like, let that be a collectible type of thing. And I feel like that's a really cool idea. But then putting that into the world of luxury, like he did with Louis Vuitton. But I think Louis Vuitton now has become more so of a, like Hermes. Like people, when people say Hermes, Dior, and all kinds of stuff, they're all classified as those luxury brands. They're not like Zegna or Loro Piana, where it's like those luxury, and it doesn't matter about the how loud it is. It's really about the fabrics and the pieces and the craftsmanship. Hermes as well when it comes to their leather bags, I think. Um, but for the most part, it's really like, how can you, like, even bags for women, those are collector's items, right? So like bags are another thing that people already have that tapped into. So like, what's another thing? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's all I kind of wanted to say for today. Is just like, people are not really gonna care. People are not gonna notice until it's good. So might as well just keep doing whatever until they notice. That's it. All right.